So it's a hot and sunny welcome here to Ingliston in Scotland, the Royal Highland Centre. That's where Supermoto round 4 of the series gets underway, and it is interesting. It's part of a big motor car show here this weekend, so a big crowd have turned out as the riders come down onto the line for the first of our SM3 and challenge races. That's number 75 there, that's Kevin Ridley on the 450 KTM. So here we are, SM3 and challenge race 1. Remember, the SM3 are the 250s, and of course the other machines are 450s and above. 550s, 600s are all in there. So an interesting track. It looks like Kevin Ridley's got the drop on the rest. The 75 machine, that looks like the 43 machine behind him there of Scott Woodacre. That's a 450 Aprilia, and these Aprilias now beginning to show up here in the UK. Of course, they're very predominant in the World Supermoto Championship, but it is the Aprilia that's gone into the lead as they come through here. Look back for Lee Cunliffe on the 52 machine. That's the 250 KTM. That's the SM3 rider, but it is Scott Woodacre, who rode so well at the last round at Lyddon. You remember rounds 2 and 3 down at Lyddon in Kent. Well, someone's gone a bit of a tumble in the background. I actually can't see the bike. It may be Colin Rook at a 450 Yamaha or not. Yeah, 27 on the machine. Just glimpse it is Colin. Let's hope he can get it going again. 10-second penalty start for bike number 21 for a jump start. So that won't make him very happy, because that's 10 seconds will put him way out of the field. So the battle away at the front. Remember, the mixture here of the SM3, the 250s, and of course the challenge, which is any bike you like. 43, Scott Woodacre, who rode so well at the previous round, really getting the grips with that V-twin Aprilia. We've got Christian Iden riding here today, the currently second in the World Supermoto Championship. Christian making a trip up here. 85 there, just saw him go through. Paul Rhodes, another Aprilia. 21 there, that's Chris Cunningham on the Honda. Someone's out. 87. Well, that's Perry Hillier, 125 Honda. Checkered flag about to go out then for Scott Woodacre here in the first of the challenge races. He takes the easy win, and quite a substantial win as well. Well in front of everybody else. Lee Cunliffe on the 52 bike takes the SM3 win. We move on now to the SM3 and challenge race 2. So again, Scott Woodacre will be looking for a good result, with a great start from that 75 machine of Kevin Ridley. He does have that 450 KTM well wound up off the start, but the man, the winner of race 1, right there with him, number 43, Scott Woodacre on the 450 Aprilia, and he is dogging down that KTM at the moment. It's a tight little track here, a big crowd enjoying the race action. It's quite good to see. Best part of 50,000 people have turned out to enjoy the big motor show here, the special motor show, which this forms part of the entertainment. Number 15 wanders through the shot there very lethargically, so maybe he's got a small problem of some kind. As the rest of the field, number 11 in amongst that group as well. Michael Dunleavy on the 125. So we've got some 125 machines as well racing out there, but this is the battle for the lead. It's still Ridley, it's still Woodacre. They are going at it. There's another Aprilia back there in third. I can only assume that is Paul Rhodes. There's the 52 machine once again of the top SM3 rider, Lee Cunliffe. So Cunliffe proving that he is quite nippy on that little 250 bike, but the lead about to change. Well, that's one way of doing it. I don't know whether that's allowed. It's going across the grass. That's what they call cutting the circuit. I think you might find yourself docked a few seconds for that. Checkered flag then goes out for number 43, Scott Woodacre. Fastest lap incidentally by Scott Woodacre, a time of 109.05. 52 comes through, Cunliffe again to take another convincing win in the SM3 class, so he really does know how to do it. Roll Spangenberg there finished second, from Colin Spink in third in that particular class. MRO Challenge, Acre, Ridley and Paul Rhodes, the two Aprilias with the KTM stuck in between. A big smile on their faces, and why not?
Battling hard all weekend, got a lot of brake fade, just getting mostly practicing for Europe.
Scott Woodacre there in the centre, 2 race wins. That will do his championship standings no harm whatsoever, but it's Rolf Spangenberg that now leads the SM3 class. Scott Woodacre, 166 points in front of Kevin Ridley, Paul Rhodes in that MRO Challenge. So all still left to play for as we move on. MotoGP SM2 race 1, that looks like Paul Wilson, who's just thrown his bike in the grass. Well, if it didn't start, it didn't start. There's all there is to it. Number 17, Ricky Higgs, the ex-motocross rider, gets a good start on the rest of the field. lifts the front of that bike up, and Higgsy in a determined mood as the number 22 machine, that's George Clements on the 450 Honda, closes down as they get into this very short off-road section. Number 4 bike in there as well, that's Joachim Jasinski on the 450 Husqvarna. We've got a 10-second penalty start for bike number 24 for course cutting. Well, that's what you get for going the wrong way round. Number 91 in there as well, that's Chris Hodgson. Chris, of course, riding in the Red Bull Junior Cup and going well in that Red Bull Junior Cup as well, I have to say. 17 still leads, Ricky Higgs. Jasinski could well still be there in second. No, he's not. That could well be Clements. Look out for number 90, Michael Zammit. He's in that little fray as well as the rest of the field come through. Number 10, that's Rob McNeely. Bit of a veteran rider in this. Oh, and down goes somebody and picked the bike up. We'll see the number. It was a big hit, that was. He obviously got hooked up. It was number 12 that went down. Paul Hawthorne on the Honda. He crashed, and hopefully he'll get back on the bike and get going again. He's okay. These boys bounce pretty well, especially with these leathers on. But it's still Ricky Higgs on the 17 machine that leads this. There's a good old scrap going on for second place. 22 there, George Clements has it at the moment. Jasinski trying to find his way through and past into the silver medal, but I don't know if he's going to get it or not. 6 there on amongst that group as well, that's Dave Hunter. And Dave about to get pounced on by number 24. Well, that is the man, that's Andrew Sellers, 450 Honda. So, oh, another one down on the floor. Well, that little off-road section onto the tarmac, catching a few of them out. Looks like number 12 that's gone down, Paul Hawthorne. Well, that's the second time he's fallen off there. 17 still leads. Ricky Higgs takes the checkered flag. Good result for the young ex-motocross star. Race 2 then gets underway. Higgsy going for the hole shot, and he gets it. 91 there on the inside of Chris Hodgson. Keeping out for Hodgson, said riding in the Red Bull Junior Cup, which normally runs alongside the World Supermoto Championship, but Higgsy looking very, very confident at the moment. Big battle for second place. George Clements there again. Checkered flag then awaiting the number 17 machine of Ricky Higgs. Gives him 2 straight wins. He'll be happy with that particular thing. And Joachim Jasinski took the second place in race 1. Jasinski taking the second place in race 2 also. Zammit, Clements, Hodgson and Justin Carter there in 6th place. Good result from those guys. So there he is, Ricky Higgs in the centre, feeling happy.
I had a couple of good races today, 2 good starts, which helped a lot. Leading the championship, so yeah, I feel good.
So the SM2 class looks like this. Higgs leads it from Jasinski, Zammit, then Chris Hodgson, James Ailey, of course, and George Clements. Good ride here up in Scotland for him, but still down in 681 points. Moving on now to the SM1 class. That's Christian Idder, number 21, making a return to the class. There is the series leader, his teammate, number 11, Sam Warren, who unfortunately decided, due to lack of budget, giving up the assault on the World Supermoto Championship, but concentrating on our GB series. So here we go. Sam Warren, Christian Idder alongside him. So the two are prettier boys. Sam has points in the World Supermoto Championship, but as I said, due to lack of budget, if there's anybody out there that fancies throwing a bit of money his way, I'm sure he'd like to get back onto the world stage. Who is it that leads? Is that Warren? Yes, it is. That's Idden in second place. So, of course, Idden will not, I have to say, will not take this series as seriously as perhaps he would normally do, because he's concentrating on the World Supermoto Championship, which he lies second in at the moment. So a possible chance for Idden to become world champion for this year. So he's not going to risk anything here in the UK for sure. But he's behind Warren, so the bike's pretty well even as they're all falling over each other at the moment further down the field. 33 amongst that group, bashing handlebars. Jay Smith and somebody, that looks like Idden. Well, problem for Idden, whether they've had it coming together. That looks like number 7. That would be Matt Winstanley, the current British Supermoto champion, and he's gone into the lead. So can only assume the two are pretty riders have had a bit of coming together whilst trying to get past each other. Silly boys. There is Warren. You see that tape all over him at the moment. So obviously they've been off the track, and he's not got time to remove his little flowing bit. There is Idden. So he's okay. So as I said, he's not going to worry too much about losing out here, but Sam Warren will, because he is the series leader. 44 Carl Shields with 55 Greg Kinsella on the 650 Hülsenberg, and somebody's going wide out the back there as the rest of the field come through. But what's happening out front? It's Winstanley. Well, Matt's been he's about 10th at the moment in the World Championship, and I think he's making a return for the next round over there in Sardinia. And these two having their own little battle at the moment. 55, well, so Greg Kinsella, the Irish champion, trying to get past the man in front, Carl Shields, but it's Matt Winstanley out front. Sam Warren in second place. He takes the checkered flag, so Winstanley picks up race 1 win. Can he do it again in race 2? Here they go. Well, Winstanley gets the drop on the two Aprilias. We're on board now with David Hartley once again and Team Wolfsport SMR Racing, so gives you a chance to see what it's like to do a lap during the race this time with the rider. Fairly unusual footage you're seeing here, but it's nice that the young man, someone going off the track there and then punting somebody else off the track. Not actually sure who that was, but he may find himself with a penalty for that. So this is what it's like to be in a supermoto race. He's right behind Smith. Well, that would be Alan Smith on the 650 Hussenberg. Yes, indeed it is. Oh. Well, supermoto rules say that you're not meant to crash into each other, but of course when there's two bikes on one bit of track, it's inevitable they're going to have a coming together. But great shots this, as these boys wind these bikes up through this beautiful Scottish track. But it's Winstanley out front with Warren behind him. Then it looks like, yes, it is Christian Idden 21. Then it looks like the 61 machine there. That would be Adi Mitchell. I have to say I haven't spotted Adi Smith out there at the moment. There is 7, so Winstanley looking for another race win. The two Aprilia World Riders, well, we've got 3 World Riders here. One running second in the World Championship, one running 10th and one running down at about 18th. So someone up the inside there, looks like number 50 David Farmer on the 550 Aprilia. So our man goes back 1 place and goes off the track and allows number 20 to go straight past him. Not such a good idea. That was Ben Askew on the 20 machine, it's KTM. So pretty tight here in places for these guys. It's, I have to say, it's more of a demonstration type of track more than a serious supermoto racing track. But nevertheless, they're enjoying themselves out there, and the fans around the circuit are enjoying this unusual action. So, look, have we lost? Oh, we've lost somebody. On the floor goes that young man, and that's number 33 that's just taken a little slide out there. That's Jay Smith, the big lad. But it's 7 that leads. Matt Winstanley. We seem to have lost Idden somewhere. He was there. So Winstanley heads to start a new lap, and he must be getting pretty close to the last lap as we pick up the battle that's going on further down the field. That is Warren, and who's that alongside him? Overshooting the... that could well be Idden behind those two, having his own little war. I'm not sure who that is. That may well be Greg Kinsella in amongst that group. I didn't quite catch the number, but it looks like the tall body of Greg. Here they are again. Yes, indeed, it is Kinsella on the 55 machine, so my assumption was right, and it is Idden that's trying to get past him as we go back on board with number 17, David Hartley, and David having his own little war out there with different riders. This is a rider's eye view of a supermoto race. It's, I think, first time we've certainly done this, and I'm sure we'll do it again at the next round. In fact, we may put it on for the main race at the end of the day. See, get David Hartley into that one. Not often get that chance. Checkered flag anyway. We'll go out to Matt Winstanley, celebratory wheelie. And of course Sam Warren there in second place, Idden behind him, Kinsella, Andy Mitchell, Keith Farmer. But there are 3 top world racers, 1, 2 and 3. There he is, Matt Winstanley. Idden one side and Warren on the other side. So Warren still leads the championship from Adi Smith, Christian Idden, now Greg Kinsella, Keith Farmer and Michael Zammit. Top 6. So we're going to take a short break. We'll leave you with the show. We're back in just a moment. So welcome back here to Edinburgh. Well, there's nothing like a bit of glamour on the start line, eh? Knock Hill, is that what she calls them? Anyway, they're on the start line, and one man missing is number 11, Sam Warren. And the reason for the absence is, if you look to the background now, you'll see that Warren's machine burst into flames while on the in the Parc Fermé. There it is, burning away merrily. Fuel leak from the petrol tank, burst into flames, and they managed to put it out, and thankfully, that's his dad there, thankfully the machine wasn't too seriously damaged, and neither was Sam. He's thinking that was a hard experience. Oh well, never mind Sam. He still leads the championship, so the SM3 riders get underway first, and it's number 94, Roll Spangenberg, that leads them away on the 250 Kawasaki. Remember, it's the little bikes go first, then we have about a 5-second gap, and then the big bikes go. Winstanley is about to lead them off. Here they go, number 4 alongside him. That'll be interesting. That's Joachim Jasinski. Where is Iden? Well, of course, know that Warren is in this race. Not time to get the spare bike out and get it set up for the race, so he's had to sit this one out. Number 72 leads at the moment. That is the first of the SM3 riders. That's Colin Spink on the 250 Suzuki. That looks like Spannenberg that's there with him, and yes, it is, and they're having a real close one. But where are the big bikes? Where are the SM1 riders? Well, there is Winstanley. He leads this one through. That looks like Iden behind him in second place on the 21 machine. Yes, it is. Then the number 4 machine of Jasinski as the rest come piling through. Number 61, Andy Mitchell on the 650 Husenberg. Number 17 also in that group. That's David Hartley, who normally carries our onboard camera, but not in the big race for some reason. But we'll see if we can change that for the next round down there in Pembrey. Oh, problem there for number 55. He's got something wrong. That's Greg Kinsella looking down at the machine, but this is the battle for the SM3s at the moment. 72, Colin Spink leading Spannenberg at the moment. These two having their own little private war as the big bikes all start to fall over. No, I was just saying, was that Iden had gone down? It isn't, because there he is still in second place, chasing down Matt Winstanley. So KTM versus factory Aprilia, and it is a factory Aprilia 90. Michael Zammit there. Well, truly international event we have here with riders from France and Germany and all over the place turning up to enjoy our action here in Edinburgh, as the rest of the field make their way gingerly through. Number 22 in amongst that group, and that is George Clements, who had such a good run in the challenge, but finding life a little bit more difficult in this big open race. It is, of course, an open race. It's any CC goes. Sparks flying, and there he is, 55. Well, Greg Kinsella did have a problem. The SM3 still going at it corner to corner, and that number 94 machine of Rolf Spangenberg trying all he can to get past Spink, but he just refuses to give way. Matt Winstanley still has the number 2 in the world behind him, Christian Iden, and Iden yet to take his first race win that is in the World Championship. It's been on podium with 2/3 and now a second, looking for a win. 22 Clements on the 450 Honda. It's still Winstanley, still Iden behind him. Iden on this small tight track, not able to use the power of that factory Aprilia as number 90 comes through. Zammit being chased down by Andy Mitchell on the 61 machine. They're all going for this, a big long back straight there, a chance to get those machines wound up, and this little battle for the SM3s really is on, but they're about to be joined by the big boys. Winstanley coming up on the 2 slower SM3 riders. Maybe a chance here for Iden to get through. Winstanley gets up the inside of the 2 bikes, and well, Iden not so lucky, being balked just a little bit and losing just a bit of space on the man in front, but Christian Iden trying all he can to get past Winstanley. Oh, a mistake there, foot coming off the footrest from Iden, so that is a mistake that will cost him hundreds of a second, as you can see. But Matt Winstanley, the lad from Rochdale, doing everything he can to keep that KTM in front of that factory Aprilia. And Iden on that number 21 machine trying all he can to close the gap and get past the KTM. So 2 world-class riders, one current British champion, one former British champion. Oh, a mistake there from Iden, you saw that. He may well have stalled the bike. That will give Winstanley a chance to make a breakaway. He has stalled the bike, so he's got to get that Aprilia re-kicked into life. Has he lost out? Has he lost out to Zammit? There is Winstanley. This is that battle for SM3, and these 2 lads, well, they're just inseparable at the moment. But Colin Spink just refuses to move over. That's the number 5 machine of Andy Smith. I wonder where AD was. He was knew he was around somewhere, but there he is. And AD really on a mission at the moment, so not a good start for the 660 KTM rider as he goes past the Aprilia, and well, a good old scrap between these 2 at the moment, but the Aprilia going back underneath him once again as we join the race leader. It is Matt Winstanley. Well, he's got a clear gap over second place man, which still is Christian Iden. There he is, Iden trying everything he can to make up that deficit caused by stalling the machine over on the off-road section. 52 goes out. Lee Cunliffe. The number 90 machine there of Michael Zammit. He's back in third place at the moment. And that little section coming off the off-road onto the tarmac, catching a lot of riders out. 33 Jay Smith in there as well. And the number 90 machine, Michael Zammit, 450 Honda, looking pretty cool at the moment, this lad. Who is it that's behind him? It should be 33. It is Jay Smith, but he's under pressure from A.D. Smith. So these two riders undecided as to who wants to finish for a 94, with a problem there for Rolf Spannenberg, as sixth is involved in a little bit of a tussle there as well. So Dean Hillier having his own little war as the race leader comes through, slides in that very slippery off-road section. Matt Winstanley looking good at the moment. Second place, it's still hidden. Well, I think Christian has decided to give that one up, and third place man Michael Zammit there as well. Good battle there at the moment, back for fourth place. It looks to me like Jay Smith still has that fourth place. Yes, it is. That's A.D. Smith, number 5, right behind him. And that's Andy Mitchell also in amongst that group. So three of them all battling over for that fourth position. That's the man in third, who is going to eventually finish up in fourth. Here they come. And it is A.D. Smith up the inside. So Smithy on the faster of the two bikes, gets a good line, looks across at the other man, and he goes past him. So Jay Smith a little bit quicker there as the race leader comes through. It is Matt Winstanley, the current British champion, on course to take his third checkered flag of the day. Great ride from the youngster. Well, I'm sure he'll be back for the next round down there in Pembrey on the bank holiday Monday. There's a big gap now before the next World Championship round, which goes to Germany, of course, at St. Veld. So a convincing win then for Winstanley, with Iden playing host second place. Zammit then from A.D. Smith, Andy Mitchell and Jay Smith. So A.D. Smith finally got the result, fourth place. So there he is, 3 straight wins. Matt Winstanley, Iden there on his right, Zammit on his left. He'll be happy with that result with his Michelin hat on.
It's first race today, Christian and Sam are coming together, which left me with a race, really gifted it to me really. The second race I got the Ultra and just put it in and just kept going, pushing hard, and pulled a bit of a gap and just kept the race from there. And then the super final went superbly really. I had no pressure, I could feel Christian right behind me, but I just carried on with my own race, tried to make no mistakes, tried to get smooth laps in, and worked out real well, and it's been a great day's racing.
Just 2 points in separating that top spot. Sam Warren still has it from A.D. Smith. Chris Hodgson, then Greg Kinsella, Christian Iden and Andy Mitchell rounding out the top 6. 28th of August, Bank Holiday Monday, we're down at Pembrey for the next round of this GB Supermoto Series. See you there.